Hello everyone, my name is Hal. This is Quail Studios Guitar. We are starting a live stream this morning. It is February 5th, 2026. Today we're going to talk about, let's see, what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about the magic of slow practice just for a second, because that's the first thing on my list. And then we will get to Antoine, something like that. He's a French guitarist, Antoine Boyer. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening at the Super Bowl this Sunday. Let me just check my tuning. I changed my strings about an hour ago. And you know how they stretch out? I usually try to stretch them out. Now, I do have a couple of boys that are teenagers that are in the jazz band at school and that kind of thing, and so they play with the band. I also teach a girl that's playing bass in her band at school. And one of the boys said to me, I need to learn the lead to Paranoid by Black Sabbath because I need to play it in the band. And they're going to do it in B flat, let's see, not B flat, excuse me, C minor. Right? C minor, it's in E minor. Well, anyway, he's a really new guitarist. He's only been with me for a few months, and he needs to learn how to play leads. So I've been teaching him some pentatonic scale and other things, how to bend, different things like that. But to learn something like this quickly and efficiently, it's really, really good to slow things down. Now, this is for anybody who's trying to learn something. It could be something as simple, when I say simple, it could be that. It could be something like this. This is a study by Francisco Tárrega. So anything that you want to learn, you can do it slowly. And learning how to do it slowly is a skill. Now, I don't remember exactly the speed of Paranoid, but I'm going to play it in E minor just for a second. Let's see. So I'm going to do it in 100 beats per minute. That's 200, sorry. So let's record it at 100. 1, 2, ready, and. All right, let's see what it sounds like. Not bad. Okay, so here's the lead. Now I'm doing everything completely clean sound and everything. I usually do this when I'm practicing. I don't use distortion all the time. I use clean tones so I can hear everything really well. So here's the lead. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, so that's the first phrase. There's 4 phrases to that particular lead. And I'm doing it at 100 beats per minute for right now. Now you can do a bend and then pull it off. I was doing a pull off here. Like that. He really can't do the bend very well, so we're doing this. Like that. So here it is again. Listen to it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the beginning of it. Now, what happens is that on the actual recording of Paranoid, the original recording, it's not in tune with our tuners. It's halfway in between that E note and F. So you have to readjust everything if you want it to be in tune. Such a pain. I just do it by ear. That's what we used to do back in the day when we didn't have tuners. We would just listen to the recording, tune up our guitars, go like this and tune it and do that. So if you're trying to do it with the recording, you have to go in between E and F sharp, halfway in between. Okay, so these notes, when we're doing that, those are actually going at about 200 beats per minute, twice as fast as the doom, 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 doom. No, that's actually 200 beats per minute, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, doom, 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 doom. Yes. Let's click in at 200 beats per minute. Here's 200 beats per minute. Can you hear that? Yep, I think you can. One, 2, 3, 4. Oops. That metronome is not in time with the recording that I made, so I'm going to leave it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's really important that you just do things really, really slowly, and even slower if you need to. Doon, doon. Whatever that is. Now, when you get better at it, then you can put your distortion on and do this. Something like that, right? And it'll sound really good. All right, another thing is, and I've run into this many times when I'm teaching, sometimes people do not adequately cut their nails, so that they're short. I don't know if you can see that or not. My nails are pretty short. I've actually had these for about a week. They've been cut. They're pretty short. My right hand nails, I don't know if you can tell the difference on this particular camera, but they're a little bit longer. Now I play piano too, so I let these nails go a little bit longer because when I'm finger picking, I like to grab that the string with my finger, but then the nail goes by the string as it's ending, and it gives a little bit of a better tone that I like. It's not completely nail because I grab it with my finger, and then the nail scrapes by it as we go. And you have to have, in fact, look at this. I use a file. It's called a glass file. Love these things. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, like when you work on things like motors and stuff like that, I like to work on my engine, on my pickup, and on my Model A. Sometimes I get scraped and stuff, and so if it gets rough right here, if it's rough, it'll make a terrible sound. So what I like to do is I like to take the file and file down the nail, make it nice and smooth so that when I play, the tone is better. So a nail file is really important for the right hand. The left hand, I just cut it off and I just use a nail file to, smooth out the edges if they're rough and stuff like that. I don't worry about any shaping or anything like that. On the left hand, it's a little different. I do have a video about shaping your nails if you want to do that. I actually flatten my nail out right here from the edge to the center of the nail so that it doesn't, when I'm playing finger picking, Let's change the tone on that. Now something's wrong with this ring finger right here. I can hear it. So I'm going to actually, it's too bright. It's too brittle. So I'm going to, can you hear that? I'm going to file that down a little bit. That's better. It was a little bit too brittle a second ago. I'll have to go listen to that again when this video gets done and go back and see if you can hear it on the video. Let's see. Dean says, same way I learned advanced shooting skills, slow it all down, burn it into muscle memory, then speed up later. Exactly. Now I was working on something with a piece of music. You know Daisy? It goes, Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. You know that one? Maybe a different. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I was actually working on that particular song yesterday with a student, and he was playing it, I think he was playing it in E like this. That's it. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. That's it. And he was having trouble doing that much, and he was having trouble memorizing that. Well, what you need to do is you need to memorize just a little bit, one phrase at a time, that much. 4 notes, right? Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 6 more notes, perhaps. Those are 2 phrases. You'll notice that I was making some mistakes because I don't really have it memorized very well. Okay, so that's another thing, is that when you're memorizing, memorize just little pieces at a time and make sure you review every day. But if you're just beginning, every hour, what you've learned, or every time you pick up your guitar, and then you work on a little bit of new material, and then you review everything, put it all together. That's really, really important. So let's see. Let me look at my notes again and see if I forgot anything. I just talked about the nails on your left hand. Make sure, why do we cut the nails on our left hand? Well, many times when I'm teaching people a D chord, if their nails are too long, it sounds like this. Because they can't adequately put those fingers down and go right in, right on top of those strings, and their nails are pushing their fingers down to the other strings, and it's, they have that kind of a sound, or this one on a C. They can't get their fingers in there. Cut your nails. Make sure that they're short. People give me excuses like, my nails grow really fast. Well, then cut them more often. Usually about every 2 weeks is when I have to cut my nails, because then they start to get a little bit too long. Okay, so we've talked about cutting nails. We've talked about slowing things down. That's really important. Let's talk a little bit about Antoine Boyer. You might say Antoine Boyer. Rick Beato came out with an interview from Antoine Boyer very recently. I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. I kind of ignored it for a couple of days. It's like, is this the best guitar player in the world, or something like that? I really hate those clickbait titles. It just drives me crazy. But I finally looked at it this morning, or actually last night, and he blew me away. I've got a little recording I want to show you of Antoine. He's French. Did I say that? Let me find. No, that's not it. Let me see. Let me bring up. Give me just a moment here. I got to find my video. There it is. I'm going to click on it. And there we go. All right. Now I got to go back to my this, and I'm going to start the video. You ready? This is about a minute of Antoine playing. I think you'll like it.
Technique and the counterpoint that you are playing in classical guitar.
Yep.
Guess I have to turn up my mic again. That's it. That's all I'm going to show you. Wonderful piece. This is an original piece that he wrote. So go check him out. I don't have the link in the description yet. You can just look up Rick Beato, Antoine Boyer. It's very new, like the last 1 or 2 days. I don't remember. But I really like his playing. He also teaches quite a bit and talks about where he came from, what his background is. His father was a musician. I don't remember exactly the style that he's playing. It's not classical style. You'll notice that he's using a pick. And he's also using something called a rest stroke. So a lot of times when he's playing, right, there's two things called a rest stroke and a free stroke. Excuse me, my nose is itching. A rest stroke and a free stroke. You can do it with your finger, or you can do it with a pick. So what happens here is that when you look at my right hand here, right? So when I hit that string, and then I rest on the next string, the A string, I'm just playing the E string. Now a free stroke would look like this. Right? Rest stroke looks like this. Right? There's a different tone that comes out of it. Hear the difference there? Right? There's a thicker tone, a fuller tone, a louder tone. I can still pluck it hard. Hear the difference? So he's using a lot of rest strokes with that pick, and he goes back and forth. It's really cool. Well, anyway, just wanted to tell you about Antoine. It's a French name. Let's see if I can read it again. Antoine. That's how you say it. I looked it up. I like saying French names the way they're supposed to be said, if I can say it. So let's look at one more video, and we are going to look at, let's see.
Obviously, they're.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go, you heard that, right? Let me see here. Now we're going to talk about this this Sunday, Super Bowl. And the reason we're going to talk about that is that I'm talking about the music that's going to happen at halftime. Have you heard about this? Have you heard the controversy that's going on about it? So it's very interesting. Let's see. Let me do a really quick search here. Halftime show, Super Bowl 2026. The halftime show for Super Bowl 2026 will be headlined by Bad Bunny, making him the first Latino Spanish-speaking artist to perform as a solo act at this event. The show is scheduled for February 8th, 2026 at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Let me go back to my notes here. See if there's anything else that I need to read about that. No, I don't have any other notes about that. So I just got that from, I think it's CBS Sports, something like that. Have you ever heard of Bad Bunny before? I don't know anything about Bad Bunny. He doesn't perform here in the United States because he doesn't like the politics. And I don't know if he comes from Puerto Rico or someplace else. I have no idea. Maybe not. But let's listen to Jason Whitlock. And the reason we're going to listen to Jason Whitlock, he is an American. He used to be a sports columnist, and he currently hosts a program called Fearless with Jason Whitlock. Now, I don't know if you've never heard of Bad Bunny before. He's heard of him. He talks a little bit about him. Let's just listen to him talk here. Here we go. You ready?
Obviously, they're trolling Donald Trump. Obviously, they're trolling ICE raids and the whole illegal immigration policy.
What he's talking about is that the people that have put Bad Bunny in place for this performance, he's saying that the people that did that, this is what their goal is.
Enacted by Trump. Obviously, they're going out to Northern California, where the Super Bowl's in Santa Clara this year. And Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, this is their headquarters, and they want to make a statement about illegal immigration. They want to make a statement about diversity and Spanish-speaking people. They want to make a statement about transgenderism and sexual fluidity, and Bad Bunny checks all those boxes, and so that's what they're doing. This has nothing to do with football fans. This is about the left's control of popular culture and control of the National Football League, which is the strongest thing in popular culture. And they're using it to make a big, bold statement about how they feel about Donald Trump, but more importantly, how they feel about Jesus Christ.
Isn't that interesting? Some people have said that Bad Bunny, some of his videos are very demonic looking. Now, if you're really into that stuff, okay, that's fine. You can be into it. Not a problem. Whatever you want to do, I'm okay with that. Now that we know about that, where will TP stream? Now, Dean has heard about this. Turning Point USA is streaming an alternative, Bob says. Turning Point USA is streaming an alternative show. Kid Rock will be on that. Yes. There will be multiple places where you could see an alternative show exactly when the halftime will be. Let me see. I wrote a note here. It says that show, the alternate show, is organized by Turning Point USA and will be streamed on various platforms. I think I read this somewhere, while Bad Bunny performs during the official halftime show. So you can go to either Turning Point USA and watch their show. It's supposed to be, let's see, Kid Rock is set to headline an alternative Super Bowl halftime show called the All-American Halftime Show, featuring country artists Brantley Gilbert, never heard of him, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett. Okay. I don't even know who these people are. And Kid Rock, I don't really even know anything about him. But supposedly they like the opposite of what Bad Bunny likes. Anyway, I have to say that no one is perfect. Okay, I just want to say that. My question is, which version of not perfect do you want to look at? Because I don't think that Trump is perfect, and I don't think that all these people that are performing, none of them are perfect. But also, understand that we can change as human beings. We can repent and do better. I've heard, a couple things about Kid Rock that's a little negative. But our past performance is not necessarily what our future performance will be like. Thank goodness, because we can change. I'm glad that I could change, because when I was growing up, I made some mistakes, and I dare to say that maybe many of us has made mistakes before. So, yeah, I love you guys, and I'm going to go and hang out with some supporters. If you want to learn how to hang out with me, then what you want to do is go to the description in this video. You check the links below to support my work. You can become a supporter and get the links to the Hangouts. We meet on Rock Out Loud. It's called Rock Out Loud weekly. Rock Out Loud is a music teaching platform that prioritizes sound over video so we can hear music and teach each other perfectly, because we can hear it really well. You can support my work by getting a music stand, one that I use. I forgot to get it out of the closet. Portable music stand. Links in the description to be able to see the video that I talk about that. You can also get Quail Studios Music and Lead Sheets book, my book, which is a songbook with the videos, about the videos and the songs that I've done here on the platform. You can make a $10 donation at PayPal. You can get on my email list. You can sign up at Patreon or Subscribestar. Links are in the description. Hey, thank you very much for being here. I love you guys. Okay, appreciate you very much. I haven't done a live stream in quite a while, and I appreciate all the support that you give me. Really love it. Thanks for being here, and I hope you all the best. Have a great weekend, which is coming up, starting right tomorrow is the last day of the week. And all right, I'm going to take off, and we are going to go hang out. See you later. Bye.